Hey everyone, welcome back to Grogu Gaga. This is our first live stream, and so you have to bear with us if we make some mistakes, both verbally or technologically. We got our tick over here. But anyways, we're gonna talk about the last few episodes because we missed a couple weeks, and we are on episode. The episode is episode 8, I believe. So we missed 7 and 8. I think 6, 7, and 8. Well, what else is new? So episode 6. Do you remember what that was?
I think we saw their first real not real job, I guess, but after the Rancor episode, it's their first job since.
Right, the tactical droid.
Yeah, the tactical droid.
Tactical droid. So we've seen tactical droids. Was it a super tactical droid? Was it like Kalani, or was it just a normal old one of the older models? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is the Martez sisters episode, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It reminded me of Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the refinery or whatever.
The droid factory.
The factory, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I like that aspect, and and also I think they actually used like Corellia references, or Corellia. It was Corellia from Solo. So they actually like took like side by side. Somebody did that and showed that's like almost identical, which is cool.
That's cool. I forgot that it was on Corellia, so thank you for reminding me.
I know, I just remembered. And well, I don't really have much to say about that episode. We're gonna kind of just talk about a little bit of everything since we have 3 weeks worth of stuff to talk about. But and I mean, it was a decent episode.
Good on them for bringing back the most like unpopular characters from the Clone Wars in general, but they made them. They were the same. I'm ambivalent towards them.
Yeah, me too. I think they're just using as many character models from the last season as they can.
Yeah,
we made them. We already made them. Let's just throw them in there. Yeah.
Which would be cool to see. I mean, I think that means we might see Dryden Voss and Vader, which I feel like we'll definitely see Vader, and Dryden Voss would be cool too.
Oh, yeah.
And then episode 7 was Rex's return.
Right, and that's kind of the end of episode 6. The whole point of that episode was to get that little sneak peek in there of who somebody in the hood. But seeing somebody in the hood, I did not think it was going to be Rex at the end of 6. But then right as 7 kind of started, I was like, oh, okay.
Seeing everybody in the hood.
it's Rex, okay.
Yeah. I thought it looked like Darth Maul, but I knew it wasn't going to be like something like that. I knew it was going to be.
A lot of people were saying Bail Organa at the end of episode 6. They were like, oh, it's Bail, or it's somebody else. They hinted it. It wasn't Maul, but it was somebody else good. It was maybe Ahsoka, I think, what people were saying, maybe. Possibly.
That would have been too obvious.
Way too much at the mid-season mark here. She's more of a later reveal, I think.
Right.
But Rex was perfect. I mean, other than the fact that he had a hood on, which I've never seen a clone in a robe, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. He looked really cool in his intro scene.
Mm-hmm. Which is like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it was like they call him Strider. He looked just like Aragorn in the corner over there. But that was cool. Came in here. You hear the blaster. It's not really a Jedi. And actually, the blaster sound was the exact DL-44 Han's blaster. Same sound.
Oh.
So that was just a little Easter egg.
Yeah, I guess it was. Now that I think about it, I knew I recognized it, but I don't know what it was. But no, I enjoyed that episode. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Pretty much my feelings have been like season premiere, amazing. Everything else been pretty good.
Like
solid
6.5,
6.5s. Yeah,
6.5s. Yeah. Cool things about that episode though. Braca, obviously, cool. Jedi Fallen Order. That was the.
Oh yeah.
That's where Cal Kestis,
right.
the Jedi, he ended up because that's where they were over Braca when the Order 6 happened, and his master protected him and jetted him off down to Braca, where I guess he just used his Jedi powers to become a scrapper or something.
A
scrapper. That's actually the other member, the next member they're going to add. It's scrapper. He likes to fight with his fisticuffs. But no, it was cool, and you get to see the Venator graveyard, which kind of is the first time I've seen, even in Clone Wars, Bad Batch, that really showed the scale of the war. 'Cause there's like thousands of Venators downed in that graveyard. So like, okay, there really was a big old war. Whereas the Galactic Civil War, you can juxtapose that this is like a rebellion, literally like a little uprising. Whereas the Clone Wars was a massive galactic wide. So that's the first time I actually saw that and felt it. I was like, oh yeah, wow, it really was a big deal. There's a reason Luke on Tatooine heard about it.
Yeah,
and there was that, and then the only other thing that was like noteworthy to me, besides the actual Scrapper Guild people looking exactly like they did in Fallen Order, which was cool too.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
nod to that game.
Little Revan looking masks.
Little Revan masks. I wish. No. But and then the Dianoga.
I think Revan is the Star Wars the version of Marvel's Mephisto.
There you go. He's all, it's like, oh no, that's him this time. Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Oh, it's
This-
literally a devil.
this
No,
is
it's a
gonna
devil.
be Revan.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
No.
Okay. Maybe next time.
Speaking of Marvel, we'll get to another topic that I want to talk about. But yeah, Raka was cool to see.
Yeah.
2-part episode. I
Yeah.
forgot that they were on there for 2 episodes.
And the Dianoga, which was cool.
yeah.
Yeah. The thing in the trash compactor almost took down Luke.
There's
Yeah.
always a
And
bigger.
there's always a
monster.
bigger beast.
I don't
Yeah. And speaking of that, which a lot of people said this was going to be one of the monsters from Bracca from Fallen Order that looked just like it, called the Iblis Maw.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is only in the beginning of Fallen Order. It's like a Sarlacc type deal that your bro, your kind of, I guess, caretaker in the beginning almost falls in, and that's what Cal like, saves him with the Force pull, and that reveals that he's a Jedi to him, basically.
yeah.
And so that's where the Inquisitors kind of, oh my gosh, there's Jedi's here, so they all come, and that kind of sets off the game's plot. So a lot of people, it's going to be the Iblis Maw, because it kind of looked like it, but then I always had the subtitles on, so it said
Me too.
Dianoga screams, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's Dianoga. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I always have subtitles on, but at the same time, it almost spoils certain things, which
It
is kind of
does.
above. It spoiled in Mando season 2. It spoiled Cobb Vanth, because I mean we knew it wasn't Boba, but other people
Right.
might not.
Right.
And before he took it off, it said Cobb Vanth. I'm like, come on, don't
God.
do that. It should just say man,
Man.
or man in
Guns-
Boba's
gunslinger.
man in Boba's helmet. So,
Imposter.
Not
Yeah.
Boba.
Not Boba.
yeah. So and that leads us to my favorite episode, and
Yes.
I think maybe collectively, at least on par with the series premiere, maybe better. I don't know. The premiere was so, I mean, cinematic, and it's kind of like a different thing.
I'd place that in a different tier because it was the length of a movie.
Yeah.
Basically. So, but
but definitely the best of the regular runtime episodes,
Oh yeah.
in my opinion. What'd y'all think about what would you think about the whole, just like the chase between everybody and Crosshair and Omega and just all of that?
it's funny. I kind of forgot Crosshair was even in it. After I watched it, but no, that was really cool seeing Crosshair come in and really, you can tell how much he's gunning for his old clone comrades. He really wants them bad. Like he wants them to be
Right.
terminated.
And then terminated. And then look, we got it pulled up. So yeah, he got burned. We saw that.
He got
Very
burned, not
Anakin.
just metaphorically burned, but
Yeah.
letting him escape. He got
burned.
he got burned. No, he got real burned, real
Yeah.
bad.
Real burn, real bad. Reminiscent of many Star Wars characters, but particularly Vader.
Particularly
Yeah.
Vader, yeah, and look kind of like Dengar.
I know, that's what I thought.
I was
too.
like, is that the?
for
I was
a
like, no, but
second.
Dengar's in Clone Wars, so no way. I was like, but he looked just like him with the eye wrap.
But Dengar is the one who was like the weird in the sequels, right?
What's his name? Oh my gosh, it's
It's
like
it's an
totally
amount-
not Dengar.
It's a what's the word where it's different letters, but switched around.
I like to call him word jumbles.
Word jumbles, but it
That's what it is.
It spells Dengar, I think, but
It does.
he's like a cyborg. He's kind of creepy.
Oh, melty egg face.
Yeah, really weird.
He looks like the Sonic bad guy.
But yeah, exactly. But that's an aside. But
Yeah.
I think it was cool to see Crosshair taken down. a notch,
And now
but-
I'm interested to see what he's gonna look like now.
yeah.
Mhm.
I bet he'll have like a little like Mad Eye Moody thing.
Oh,
With
yeah.
like a target on his
The
eye.
eye,
Instead, it's
oh.
gonna be like a mechanical eye, but I bet he has like a little crosshair on it.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty
Little-
cool.
Little augmentation there. I think that'd be cool. But who knows? He could be just fine.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's probably one of the.
I don't
he-
know how
he might
I
end
don't
up
know how
being fine.
medicine works in Star Wars because you got Anakin that gets his arm chopped off and it's a metal robot arm,
Yeah.
and then Luke gets a synth skin arm. and
There's just a lot of technological advancements in 20 years
20 years.
in Star
The
Wars.
Empire was good for the galaxy, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you look at medicine, I bet they cured diabetes.
Yeah, they probably did, and that's why Chip's a fan of the Empire.
Hey, they did nothing wrong.
Pro Empire.
Empire did nothing wrong, and but overall, really enjoyed the episode, and of course, that led to the character at the end of the episode, which we can talk about now because I believe the spoiler ban is after the weekend. So, yeah, Cad Bane returned. Very cool. I read before that there was somebody appearing in the show, and I was like, they were like, yeah, you're not. It's not who you think it's gonna be. And I'm like, well, dang,
That's true because I really thought it was gonna be Boba.
I thought it was gonna be
Because
Boba.
they kept mentioning bounty hunter, and they're after it, and the Kaminoans were like,
Yeah.
And we have our best bounty hunters on it, and because they're doing their own secret thing,
Yeah.
obviously that's getting more obvious too, which is a whole nother plot point, which
Let's
I'm
get
excited
there.
for.
I'm like, I'm so impatient with that, but it'll probably be the end of the season.
In the
hopefully.
season, and I have an idea of what it's gonna be.
Well, let's talk about that after.
Okay, so Cad Bane looking like dang, man with the man with the gun? Was it the Clint Eastwood character?
Yeah, the man with the gun.
The man with he does have a gun though.
Yeah.
But the Ennio Morricone type spaghetti western that I've talked about so much on this podcast that I love so much
yeah.
about Star Wars had the little the kind of like that soundtrack going on and the
Yeah.
like the electric guitar that's it was perfect because it's basically like a Clint Eastwood.
Shout out to the Kiners for the music.
Yeah. And did they do the whole of Clone Wars or
Kevin did.
Kevin Kiner?
And then his sons are now working on it.
That's
too.
awesome. No,
Yeah.
it sounded so good,
Family
and it
affair.
was straight out of a spaghetti western with the standoff, the Mexican standoff between Hunter and Cad Bane, and Cad Bane's voice he's legitimately probably my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters.
I can definitely say I didn't expect it.
Didn't expect it.
After that episode, I went back and watched the initial arc with Cad Bane because I'd seen it a long time ago, and so it wasn't like a huge I've seen most of the Clone Wars once, and then some of it a ton. So that arc I had to refamiliarize.
The Youngling Snatcher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I knew about, but
It's funny that was on Braca too, 'cause that's the whole plot of Jedi Fallen Order is
oh yeah,
getting the list of younglings.
interesting.
So little tie in there, but no, he looked great. His look is different.
So some
Yeah.
people, sorry, I'm gonna want to cut you off. I was gonna say, some people were thinking like Cal would be the guy, which would have been obvious.
Right.
Ahsoka would have been like probably. I think something out there would have been Mace Windu, which I would have hated. I don't want that, guys. Please don't do it. It just if he comes back, I mean, I understand it's Star Wars and people come back, but if he comes back, it just really, I don't know, it ruins a lot to me. But we'll cross that bridge. Hopefully, never.
Hopefully never. You never saw a body though.
What'd you think of the episode, Cam?
Oh man, it's so good. It's really cool to see kind of Crosshair thriving and like his like tactical ability, and then of course since he's a bad guy now, like he can't compare to the team or the family and all. But I like Crosshair so much as a villain.
Yeah, he. I really hope we get to see more of him because that was like the first time we saw him since episode like
Yeah.
1 or 2 or 3 early on. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was nice to actually see one of the quote unquote members return. But yeah, Cad Bane was really cool. I think the art of the whole episode and just the stylistically, it just looked cinematography was really appealing, and the cool thing about the episodes is the water animatics actually looks like water, like for the first time in Star
I'm
Wars.
going to have to look back
Yeah,
and
it
watch
looks-
that. 'Cause
yeah.
that's the first thing I see in video games. Like,
Somebody-
how does the water look?
Somebody pointed it out after I had watched it, and I was like, I like one of the guys who did the animation. It looks like 10 times more realistic than Kamino did in Attack of the Clones, which obviously that's 20 years ago, just about. And but it looked really good. So go back and look at
That is
that
definitely
water.
one of those weird nitpicky things that I'm with you on. Is like, how does the water look, or how does the general the setting look? How realistic is it? So I'm gonna go back and look at the water mechanics on Braca.
Yeah.
That's cool. But
So what's your theory going forward? You have about the Kamino plot?
Camino plot, they're gonna rehash something from old EU. It's gonna be the clone uprising on Camino. They have their own clones. They do somewhere. They're getting ready for it. That's why they want to make it back, because they're trying to do some new kind of different clones. I think she's maybe one of those.
Yeah, the
She's
new
fresh.
generation.
She's
clones.
she's probably force sensitive. I don't think that's not what I don't know if that's what they're going for exactly. Like have a bunch of force sensitive clones, because that would seem like too overpowered.
Yeah.
But in the old plot line, Boba Fett led the Empire's stormtroopers against the clone uprising.
Yeah.
So that's I'm just waiting on.
I feel like that's a very likely scenario.
Maybe I can't imagine Boba at this point in the new canon going up against clones like that, like going to like literally just kill a bunch of them, because I feel like he'll have a moment. And my thinking is that Boba and Cad Bane, that's where they're rehashing that scene.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Cad Bane Boba standoff, or Boba.
There's a deleted storyline from Clone Wars, or unfinished.
And I don't know what Cad Bane was doing. I think he was about to kill some innocent people, and Boba stood up for him.
They
I
had a
think it was the original.
standoff, and Cad Bane died in the Clone Wars.
They both shot each other in the head, but
Yeah.
of course, he had, Boba had what we now
His
know
dent.
is Beskar.
Yeah.
So that's where the dent comes in, because I
Yeah.
guess Cad Bane's pistols were
Yeah.
that powerful.
I think if we don't
Yeah.
see the dent in Bad Batch, we'll know that.
right.
something's
That's where it's
going
coming.
on.
Yeah.
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 And we know that Sid has a Mandalorian helmet hanging up that's not been painted or anything. It's
Right.
just like a standard Mandalorian helmet. So
Cool.
I think maybe that's for Boba.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. There's definitely. We know that the whole universe now is connected a lot better than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's a connection. And Boba's going to be in the show 100%. I mean, leading into the Book of Boba
I was
Fett.
about to say we're gonna get his earliest as a bounty hunter in the era that Book of Boba Fett kind of is in. Still kind of the Empire. It's like just 5 years after Return of the Jedi, but still you have that lingering on. There's still Imperial remnant, and so this is kind of the beginning of the Empire. So I think it's going to lead into now we'll know his kind of full story
Mm-hmm.
from first becoming a bounty hunter all the way through. And we now have the Bounty Hunter Wars arc, the comics,
Mm-hmm.
which feature him
Oh.
heavily. I mean, he's the main character.
There's a lot of returning characters in that. Kira comes back. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I saw Amelia Clark say something about Kira
Yeah.
coming back, but
No,
is
she-
she back now?
She's back in the Bounty
Ooh.
Hunter. This comic takes place between episode 5 and 6.
Oh.
So,
So she lasted a good long while.
yeah,
Okay.
I think she might show up in Boba.
That'd be cool.
I hope. She's great, and that's like a thread that I wanted to follow up on,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously we know there's no sequel to that.
Right.
But I'm sure there's going to be in some form at some point. Just don't know exactly how. But yeah, she's in there. She's got Han and Carbonite. I don't remember. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that. But there's something in between 5 and 6, and I'd love it if Leia and Kira met and just see what happened there.
Slap fight.
Yeah.
Nails.
And Leia's got force powers. Though.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
Yeah.
She'll. But I think it'd be really cool to see that and just see her return. But anyway, yeah. So that brings us back to Boba Fett. I think that he's gonna show up in the show, and again, if he doesn't have the dent, then they're gonna do the Cad Bane standoff. But I don't know if they're gonna do it now or in the Book of Boba Fett,
Huh.
because the fact this is like one of those scenarios where I'm glad that it wasn't unfinished, because now we were actually able to bring Cad Bane back and like
Right.
explore it more fully.
More fully.
There you
And
go.
I think some characters would look really dumb done in live action. Some of the animated characters, I think Cad Bane would be easy to make look good, because he's a Duros, and they're
Yeah.
Duros, and they look just like they're like the aliens. They're
Yeah.
like your standard like aliens, the
Mars
big eyes,
attacks.
Mars attacks aliens, and
Yeah.
just blue and with the glowy eyes. But just attach some tubes and give him a Clint Eastwood cowboy hat, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
Fistful of dollars.
Yeah, Cad Bane would look fine. He would probably look really good. So they could do that. But
I do think it's going to be in
the Bad
animated.
Batch.
It's going to be in the Bad Batch. When
I
they
think
do
so
it.
too. But
'Cause-
if they didn't, that would be really cool. I mean, I'd love to see him in live action. That's the only reason I want. I mean, other than that, I'd be cool with it being in the Bad Batch. Of course, he was introduced in animation, but then again, so is Ahsoka, and we don't know what her fate is gonna be, if there ever is a fate with her with Dave Filoni. There might never be.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Oh, here he is.
She's gonna
Nope,
like-
no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
She's gonna go to the world between worlds and just kind of live happily ever after, and we'll never know.
You see a hand extend and a cowboy hat. Come, Ahsoka, and it says Dave reaching down for her. Come, I've got you.
Oh man.
You'll never die in my world.
Well, that can we can lead into another topic, which is Barriss Offee supposedly being cast, or they're looking for her in the Ahsoka show, but to me, she doesn't look. They're looking for like a 25, 30-year-old Asian woman, which sounds more like Satine to me,
Sabine.
or Sabine. Yeah, Satine.
Hey, at Star Wars, their names are there's at least
Like I
five of
said,
them.
there's Kybo Ren.
Kybo Ren. Was that?
Yeah,
That
which
was
is
the
a real
droids,
thing.
right?
Yeah, really weird. But yeah,
Kybo.
Sabine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like to me.
Way
but
more for Ahsoka, especially because they're already together. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know
I think-
what made them think that it was Barriss, but I think she could show up in the show.
Me too. Maybe they're
Um,
getting their leaks crossed.
definitely could be. I don't remember who leaked it. I mean, they were reportedly reliable. I think it's like Rebel Voice Radio. Or
And
something.
I want Barriss to show up in some form, because I don't want her to be dead, because that would be a I would think her being more like a very influential like Inquisitor figure though.
Yeah.
Like in the early.
Oh, she might
stages.
be though. Still in the Ahsoka show, she might still be around. I guess.
Maybe.
I mean, Inquisitors could. I mean,
We don't know what happened to. Inquisitors still very. We have a lot more like even with Fallen Order having you know another Padawan being the head Inquisitor at the time, and then you got your Sarah Michelle Gellar one and all the other ones that we do know of. There's still like I think 4 or 5 we don't know
at all
about.
Yeah.
So Barriss could be.
We'll probably see one in Kenobi.
That would be cool.
There's actually rumored that one of the cast members is like apparently there's a TikTok dude who was apparently he was a TikTok a tick. He was like on the set of Kenobi and like filmed some, and then of course he got banned. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But he said he saw a lightsaber fight between like red and blue, or there was something to that effect, and it wasn't Vader. So makes me think, and it would make sense that during this time there would be an Inquisitor looking for Kenobi.
It wasn't Vader. It was Bill Hader.
Yeah, Bill Hader.
Kenobi, gosh.
Who does amazing Star Wars voices, by the way.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. He does Jabba, and his Jabba's really good. But he does a few. You have to look it up. I would pull it up now, but I don't have it working quite properly yet for this stream. But hopefully next time we'll be able to
Does he
just
do the
pull up videos.
tauntaun? The dying tauntaun sound?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was him. He does like ridiculous ones like that.
He also voiced
BB-8.
BB-8.
Yeah.
Him and who else? It was him and
And I don't. Was it him
there's
and
two
like
voices.
a well-known person?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Not as well known as him though.
I gotta look it up now.
It's John Ralphio from Parks and Rec.
Is
That's
it?
his name. Ben Schwartz.
Oh, Ben Schwartz.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Thanks for. I didn't have to look it up.
Yeah. There you go.
This is why we'd be a good trivia team once we finally.
I
all
said
three of
Bill
us get
Hader.
together. Oh, Bill Hader is right.
That is right. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
I was thinking no, not Napoleon.
John Hader.
That's what I was making sure I got him right. I was like, 'cause I don't want Napoleon Dynamite being in Star Wars. Actually, maybe we had
why not?
we had Jason Sudeikis, so might as
Yeah,
well.
we've had some. That's true. We've had some weird casting choices, but I'm looking forward to. Somebody was added recently. Oh, Nanjiani. What's his name? Kumail
Kumail.
Nanjiani. Kumail Nanjiani.
I was
Is
like Paul Giamatti.
that- Isn't that his name?
Yeah, yeah,
He's
Kumail.
in Kenobi. So yeah, just
Oh.
some interesting choices.
The cast for the Kenobi cast looks like the M. Night Shyamalan Last Airbender cast. I was looking at it, I was like, what is this?
It definitely does.
But that's okay.
I saw an old because I have like Facebook memories and stuff.
Mhm.
I saw an old status from like 13 years ago or however long ago it was, and I was like, I really hope M. Night Shyamalan's come back as the Last Airbender. And this is before the movie came out.
Bum, bum, bum.
So that's funny in retrospect, but
Ung.
Ahsoka. Ahsoka.
Yeah, Ahsoka is in it. She feels like-
There is a Ahsoka in there, but yeah. So yeah, I don't think that's her, but I think she'll show up. So that'll bring us to our next topic of the week.
Bated breath.
Nothing really interesting other than Star Wars is moving to Wednesdays. All Disney Plus shows, I believe, but definitely Star Wars. So they're going to air instead of on Fridays, they're going to air on Wednesdays, which is for when we watch. It'll be Tuesday at 3 a.m. If we
Tuesday-
watch it,
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So far, I've watched everyone, and
I pretty much either stayed up or I set an alarm for like 2:30
yeah, one or
to
the
get
other.
to get like a snack and
Yeah, exactly.
get ready for it.
I watched the last two.
You
at 3
you
in
have
the
a real
morning.
job though, so
yeah. I've been off
Like
of
an
work
early
a little
job.
bit, so I watched the last two at 3 in the morning.
good. Yeah,
It's fun to do that. It's fun to stay up and.
it really is. But at the same time, I was gonna say I just really wish instead of doing that they would just set like a normal time, like set it 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Western,
Yeah.
and then like make that reasonable. People could. It's really hard if you're like me who's always on the internet, and then like if you do miss it, you might just be scrolling, forget that it was even on, and then like
It's for the benefit of the people in California.
it
It's
is
at midnight for them.
It's not so unfair.
So unfair.
But I mean, it could be worse. There could be. I mean, I'm sure. But even like the early morning is more reasonable. Like 3 a.m. is like the worst time
Yeah.
I think on Earth. So I don't know exactly how they're
Yes.
released. I think they're all released at the same time. So yeah,
3 a.m. and Sean calls me and I'm still awake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey man, did you watch? Well, Chip actually texted me last week. He was like,
Yo.
he's like, yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Well, no.
I do like that inspire, like, even if there's episodes that are kind of just okay. I mean, I haven't hated anyone, but they always include like a little tease at the end that actually makes me want to keep watching, which is very good. Because if they didn't, I would just kind of, I might like just binge it later.
That's very different from Mandalorian.
Yeah,
They were pretty much cutting. The episodes were self-inclusive. There was no like the story was not really hinted at where it was going, except the broad general scope of it. But yeah, like with even with the Martez sisters, it was
every
who's
episode.
Who's that hooded person? Who could that be?
Yeah, I mean, because we had Rex, the Martez sisters, Cut,
Yep.
Cad Bane, of course. We had Bib Fortuna and the Rancor.
That's true. That's true.
Every episode there's something, which I enjoy. I mean, like, I know you could like argue that it's just like fan service, but it seems like most of it, as fan service that drives the plot forward, is good in my book.
And it does, and it's not like anybody's. Most of them are like, oh yes, everybody's looking forward to Bib Fortuna.
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
back.
They're just like little things, which I just like to be like, oh hey, cool to see you again.
And they usually wrap up into something, like even with Cad Bane with the Bounty Hunter stuff going on, and you got Bib Fortuna with the Book of Boba Fett just happening, stuff like that. They all kind of make sense in the wider sense of Star Wars media going on right now.
Yeah, it all makes sense, and that's like, it just shows like the
it's not Mace Windu coming back,
exactly,
coming off and taking Omega for some reason. Yeah,
I mean,
trying to explain that.
I was mad when Darth Maul was brought back, and then now I'm not. But I don't think now I love that Darth Maul was brought back, but I don't think I'll ever accept Mace coming back, and so many people are pushing for it.
I mean, yeah, they would have to do something really spectacular with it. He would have to make a lot of sense in the narrative.
I don't even know what that would be.
Yeah,
truly.
Amnesia. It's going to be amnesia plot.
Ugh.
We don't know who he is. Oh, God.
Don't do it, please. I'm pretty open to so many things in Star Wars, like ridiculous things. I want Ben Solo to come back. I don't care that he died, supposedly, because he was not a Force ghost at the end, so he's somewhere. Just saying.
That's true. That's true. He's a Saiyan.
He's a Saiyan.
Is that what you said?
He's just a Saiyan.
He's just a Saiyan. He's
super.
His power level.
His
power level is over 9,000.
It's insane how sane he is. I'm just saying. But yeah, that would be a no for me. But yeah, that's the new time. So it'll be Tuesdays at 3 a.m.
Cool.
For us.
Fine.
Like
is that
Loki.
starting now? Is that starting?
That's starting with the next release, I believe. So which will be Visions. Hey, segue. Actually, I don't have a picture for that.
Okay.
Wah, wah. But I'm going to pull it up, so y'all talk about it. Cause
You have a picture of a Segway?
I have a picture of a Segway.
A Saiyan riding a Segway. Yeah, talked about it. Visions, still don't know anything about it.
Yeah, for real. Which
It's
makes
animated.
it so intriguing.
It could be about Saiyans, because it looks slightly, anime-esque, I guess.
Yeah.
It's going to be about Star Wars Saiyans. There we go. Okay.
As if he needed anything, but there's literally nothing to look at, so I have to have the one thing we have from the show, which is the logo.
It's
beautiful.
I'm colorblind, but it looks purple. Is it purple?
It's bluish.
It's bluish.
Yeah,
When you
it's
say
a little,
bluish,
a little,
it's got some. It's
a little
got
bit
a
of
hint
purple.
of
Okay.
Indigo.
indigo. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, indigo. Boy G Biv.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the news for that is they're going to show some on July 3rd at some anime expo.
Cool.
So we already know that it's an anime style show and supposedly an anthology series. So I'm guessing it'll be like 10 episodes of whatever. But like we don't know.
Whatever they want.
Yeah, I hope it's like interesting. Like I really hope it's. I mean, interesting. I guess is subjective, but I just don't want it to be like some rando.
Well, this is their opportunity to do whatever they want with like High Republic, maybe.
Yeah, High Republic would be cool, but then again, if it's anthology, it probably would be different eras.
That's what I'm thinking. Like at least have one included episode that's like High Republic with some of the characters that we've that I'm still waiting to read about because I have the book on my desk waiting to be read, but I can never find the time because I can never find the time to read anymore apparently. But get introduced like Avar Chris, right? Is that one of them? And like those kind of characters, and just give them a visual for us,
Yeah, my pipe dream would be to see High Republic, and of
10
course,
episodes, right? You want to do 10?
I think it's 10.
You want to do like a little cutaway little thing, like a
yeah,
little 10 list of our.
I'll come up with a few. I want to
Yeah.
see High Republic. I want to see. Some of these are pipe dreams, but I want to see that. I want to see between episodes 1 and 2.
I want one called Pipe Dreams with their own skateboards. It's Star Wars characters
Yeah.
doing skate tricks.
So that's, but using the Force.
But you see-
They're actually not even like on
and
the
Tony,
skates.
it's Tony Hawk, but
Tony Hawk.
he's a Jedi.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't put it past.
Yeah, it's
I mean, one day,
Grandmaster Hawk,
Grandmaster Hawk, the Ebon Hawk.
the Evan. That's his name.
Yeah. That, and I like to see. I'm cool with seeing nothing else between 3 and 4.
Right.
I want to see. Just give me one episode of Ben and Luke. Which every
Yeah.
episode I'm on this thing, I want to see that.
Yeah, he won't shut up about it.
I know. So I want to see. I'm not going to shut up until we get something. If we get one episode, I can be happy for
This,
a good while.
No, and I'm really just ribbing you because I want to see that too. Bearded Luke and 14-year-old Ben probably right there where he's
Recreate
do the Ren.
Yeah, exactly.
Do where they're fighting Ren in the Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
Do that in Visions
Yes.
in like an anime. 'Cause
Yeah.
that would be so cool looking. Just that would be Luke, just even more than the Mandalorian, just because you
And
can see it in like an anime form.
And it's going to be a thing that
Mm.
would be something that kind of obviously, if you just hate the sequels, you're not going to change your mind. But the people who are kind of ambivalent, I think seeing that little things like that, plus Luke and the Mandalorian, might
And you could just
soften people's
that
hearts,
that and
including mine.
You can
it
really see
has.
where Ben look up to Luke too, and something
Yeah.
like that, where he's really just kicking
Yeah.
kicking butt with the Knights of Ren, and Ben actually looking up to him, which would make the betrayal, quote unquote, where Luke's standing over him with the lightsaber even more
Mhm.
poignant from the movies. That's kind of what I'm wanting for all these
Mhm.
these kind of shows that
Yeah,
are coming
dude,
out.
maybe they can just adapt a bunch of the best comics. The Vader comic. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
With the
Ochi,
Ochi
yeah.
Bastoon, yeah, that'd be very cool.
Who's
See,
actually become a really cool character.
he is cool. I like him.
I mean, he kind of died a lame death.
We
but-
don't know. How did he die
but-
though? Do we know? Did
well,
it
he
show it?
he was searching for
Right, but we just who killed him? Like,
yeah. But I just assumed he just
did the
Stuck in the
sand,
yeah.
the
I
sand,
just assumed
the
he
sand
died,
snake
and I just assumed he died like
in the crash?
he in the quicksand, and then like it's a Boba Fett type thing, like where a lame death, but
He was thinking, and the droid with his, I have something to tell you. And the droid's like, what'd you have to tell me? He's like, it was nothing.
what a terrible. Okay, I don't love. I like the Rise of Skywalker, but man, I mean, Star Wars does have loose threads a lot, but that was like, what? Why did they?
That made no sense.
Nothing came up of that. I mean, we know what it is hinted at.
Hmm.
Well,
It's been confirmed, I think. Like-
okay, yeah,
but yeah.
some people are like, oh, is he telling him he loves her? And then the other one was, of course, like
Yeah.
what it is just that he was force sensitive, which we did see a hint of that in the movie
Later,
Yeah.
he could see where she, or
but it
sense where she
wasn't like it wasn't done well.
No, I would like to have seen him like force push somebody
Yeah,
to save the other stormtrooper girl or
That
something like
would-
that. You know what?
something
Yeah.
more obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pick up a stormtrooper and fling him off. I don't know. Do something like that.
give me a Ray trains Finn show or episode of that.
Ooh,
That's another
That
one.
would be good. That'd be good.
We know that's gonna happen. I mean, we don't know, but like the fandom is pretty good at pushing for things like when they're logical and not like ridiculous, like not wiping out the sequels, like that's never gonna happen. Sorry, and
I'd like a Yoda on Dagobah anime kind of style
with
Qui-Gon.
yeah.
Because that would be easy to do. 'cause
And then
I mean,
Kenobi. I think they're gonna save Qui-Gon for Kenobi, so they probably
Right.
won't do anything there. Anything post Rise of Skywalker, just to see the state of the galaxy, and I really think they have a better opportunity
Yeah.
to like make a unique state of the galaxy that wasn't Empire 2.0.
well, there was no state of that's the thing. That was the biggest thing about the sequels is there was no state of the galaxy. We didn't
Yeah.
know what was going on.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The whole time.
Do y'all
we were just
remember in Force
wondering-
Awakens when
Hosnian Prime.
Hosnian Prime blipped? And I was like, oh no, they did it to Coruscant.
Yeah, it's like
They just blew Coruscant
just
up.
like a kind of like a middle finger.
I
That's
know.
what everybody
It was
thought.
like, oh wait, it's not Coruscant. Okay, what is it?
that, which pretty much
planet is this?
foreshadowed everything
Yeah.
that was going to happen planet-wise in the future. it's Tatooine. Nope.
Nope.
Jakku. Nope. It's Pisana.
Oh my God, it's Hoth. No, that's
Nope.
that. It's salt.
Mm, okay. Yeah. But to be fair, that one did have the unique red.
It did. Had the
Flair.
red and it being some lore base. It was a little rebel base. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
But yeah, I think,
Ajar Kloss was like one of the most unique, I think.
I guess because it was more jungly than.
It was basically Felucia, but like but no one's gonna say, hey, that's Felucia.
Yeah.
They're not gonna say it's like, hey, that's Endor.
Do you think that's?
Yeah, they went back to Indoor, but
Yeah.
different
that's
name, I
true.
guess. So, but no, but Ajar Kloss was Yeah, it was cool. It
Yeah.
was
It was better than some
better
of
than
the other ones.
Jakku
Yeah,
being Tatooine.
yeah. And
Just
you,
make
you
it
see you
Tatooine.
see the concept art from that movie, and it's like it was more like Braca. I think that was kind of taken from Jakku, and they just kind of made it right because that came out. That is that planet.
Bracco's
Disney-
brand new
Disney
to
era?
Jedi Fallen Order, which was 2019.
Okay,
so.
cool.
Yeah, so it was brand new.
Yeah, that definitely, and it's even kind of
I
similar
like-
name to Jakku.
It does, and that's a cool little, you can see that kind of being compared to each other. Bracco's basically a combination of Dagobah and Jakku
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah,
with the junk and the kind of the gross swamp stuff.
the junk in the trunk.
The junk in the trunk. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Is there any like specific episodes y'all want to see? Just anything. Explored.
Visions.
And Visions. Also wanted to say like it's criminal that we've only gotten one book of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in canon.
Talking about the point of view. Certain
Yes.
Point of view.
No. The Master and Apprentice book.
Master, you talking about? Yes, yeah, and that's another one sitting on my
Yeah.
bookshelf, not read. And Dooku Jedi Lost.
And that's what I'd like to see because we don't get any of that or any of Anakin and Obi-Wan between 1 and 2.
So Visions, interesting. We're getting a lot of my Boba Fett stuff. So I won't say that because we're actually getting
We're getting a lot of
a
Boba.
lot of bounty hunter stuff. That's
Yeah.
typically
Yeah.
my favorite thing. Getting a lot of even Clone Wars stuff and clones and everything, which is my other favorite thing. So maybe I'd like. I just said Dooku. I want Dooku. I want Jedi Dooku. I want Jedi Dooku, like with Yoda as his master, going to kill the Tarintatech.
Yeah, anything between. Yep, I know that reference.
Yep.
Anything between before episode 1, post. I mean, I want High Republic, but anything post that and pre-episode 1 would be cool.
And
well.
maybe tease the Old Republic. Have people from the High Republic or the end of the Republic Jedi going and exploring an Old Republic site. Maybe
Right.
and have some teases to some animation. Maybe have a Revan statue. Maybe have a, some of the old Sith Lords. Maybe they'll go to Morband, and seeing some Sith stuff from the Old Republic. That would be cool. They're going to research it, and then
Yeah.
they see some more Darth Bane type stuff like in the Clone
I
Wars.
feel like they were gonna do that on Exegol and then just didn't.
They were going to do that, I think, because
The book, talks about it.
the art, it shows all the statues, and it had
Tenebrous and
Tenebrous. And
Nihilus.
Tenebrous is actually the name of one of the stormtrooper corps, the Sith.
you're right.
Sith
All
trooper.
these were Tenebrous and
There was a picture in
Revan.
the art of Rise of Skywalker where it was like they were on Exegol, and it was like not a mantelpiece, a huge mantelpiece. I don't know what you call that, like a cave, but it was like a stele or whatever of all the different Sith Lords, and it was Malak was on there, Revan was on there, Tenebrous was on there, I think Plagueis was on there, and then even further you had like what are some of the older Sith Lords? Nihilus was one, but even older than that, what was the one
Malik. You say Malik?
from like the origins of
Bane.
the Sith? It was like
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane was
Darth
there.
Cad
He was
Bane.
actually in the center. He has never died. He's
Cad.
always,
This is for Star Wars leaks, but Cad Bane is actually going to be revealed to be Darth Bane.
Yep.
Yep.
he
So
just
we have a source.
and it's also just like the Mace Windu. It's going to be an amnesia type thing.
Yeah,
Just-
exactly.
He forgot who he was.
He forgot that he was a Sith Lord.
He forgot. Little Lord.
Little lady.
Little later.
Yeah.
For
I-
Visions, I'd really like to see Mace Windu. just kidding.
No, I would be fine with that as long as it was.
He's not alive
Yeah.
again.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think maybe some Luke and Leia time would be cool.
Luke and Leia.
What?
I mean, one of the coolest things about Rise
Between-
of Skywalker is that she was kind of his
Yeah.
Padawan.
100%.
And some of that would be really cool.
I like it.
I'd like to see Leia's face in that style instead of the style they put her in. Rise of Skywalker,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
potato face.
Yeah, but she was only trained for like 1 year. But
But
they could do an episode in that time.
During that training,
I
we
would
saw
love
her
that.
overpower Luke though in that one little
Right.
little thing that we saw in Rise of Skywalker. So
I really would love to see her explore. Like even if she's not quote unquote a Jedi, it can be an Ahsoka thing where she explores the Force more. Because obviously she was strong enough to train Rey. So yeah, I would love to see anything that kind of. Because I'm glad she finally got a lightsaber. And like Carrie Fisher always said that she wanted a lightsaber,
Mhm.
and so they gave it to her in the last movie she was in.
yeah, she never got to hold
I
it.
know it's sad, posthumous, but yeah, she got what she wanted, and I would love to see that. I agree. Leia has one of my favorite sabers now.
This sounds now it's made canon though. Terrace Kasai. I'd like to see a little Fight Club episode of something like just that, just a throwaway episode of like a Terrace Kasai Fight Club almost.
Yeah.
And maybe we have a character that we know that's like maybe Rex goes in there and like when he's in hiding, that's how he's making money or something. Like he's in a Fight Club. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Now, what was that in that we watched?
Solo.
It was Solo. Because every time I'm like, it's in something.
Solo had if there's any throwaway reference that they made and you can't remember, it's probably from Solo. That and
Oracene. Yeah.
I don't think Oracene's dead. I think the way that he said it, it made it seem like she
could totally be just lying
the fall killed her or whatever he said, like the fall killed her or whatever. But
technically the fall killed her.
Yeah, whatever. Vision sounds wild, but him. That'd be cool.
More of
his backstory. Because he seemed Woody Harrelson. What's his name? Beckett. Cutler Beckett. No,
Traitor Beckett.
That's Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just good business.
Let's go to the next topic, which is this.
I see Feige.
Kevin Feige and the writer of Loki are doing a film together.
Oh.
So, I mean, he's the producer, but obviously he has a lot of say in Marvel. And I just want to say here right now that Loki, 2 episodes in, is my favorite Marvel show and one of my favorite Marvel things. It's only 2 episodes in, so can't say, but just I think it had like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes at one point.
Oh, wow.
At one point.
I can imagine that because it is really good. Me and my girlfriend have watched like all the 2 previous series together, and it's been good. Like I really enjoyed both of them. They kind of like were flat at the end because of our expectations. But no, this one, the first 2 episodes, I've just been like, it's not even just the story; it's the chemistry behind everything. Not just the actors, but clearly the chemistry between, I guess not chemistry, but the shots, the way things are shot, the backgrounds are more interesting. There's this one shot in the first episode where Owen Wilson, Mobius, and Loki are talking, and they're walking past, and Loki kind of looks out at the whatever it is, the planet or whatever, and it's just that. It looked like a clock, like the inside of a clock. It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
But it was like a city, clearly. It was like
Had you watched it yet? Yeah. We're all caught up. That's actually one of the shows might stay up for till 3 a.m. for, which I never thought I would for Marvel. I like Marvel, but not like Star Wars.
But say if Feige and the Loki creator can, what's his name? Tito.
Do you
know what his name is?
I thought you asked me. Tito. This is Tito.
Tito. No, it's Toto.
This is Michael Jackson.
So wait, what kind of movie are they making?
Well, they're just making a movie. So the writer of Loki and Kevin Feige, which is if I would love. Apparently, the writer did another show involving time travel. So just saying, there's Ben Solo's somewhere. I'm just saying, and there's a world between worlds. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Adam Driver would probably do it for the right money with the right writer. Just saying. However, I mean, of course, that could just be one of those things. Just like they just happen to make 2 time travel shows, and this could be nothing else. But I don't know.
You don't bring somebody that does time travel for his his
I
flagship shows and then not have time travel in them.
I don't want straight up time travel, but something.
No, it's actually a time turner from Harry Potter. They're crossing all the streams. All the fandoms are getting all in here. No, but World Between Worlds does a good job of I think.
Yeah, it's like close to time travel, but not enough that it's like they can't really change much.
Right.
But we still don't know much about it.
I don't know the mechanics like I do.
Yeah.
Some of the other time travel things, like where is it a loop? Can you go back if you change the butterfly effect?
Yeah.
Or is it everything's going to happen the way it's happening? We can't do anything.
The Loki method is pretty cool.
But obviously, I don't think that's the case for the World Between Worlds. Yeah, the Loki thing is another one I was thinking of, I just watched Harry Potter the other day, so that's why I'm on that. But World Between Worlds, I think it's shown that you can change.
I guess so, because Ahsoka was literally saved by Ezra, but I feel like
Kanan couldn't be because he knew if he changed that, it would not be good. Or I don't know. I think Ezra made a judgment call on that.
You can chalk it up to like the will of the Force or whatever.
The wills.
The wills of the Force. Hey, give me a Wills movie, saga, episode, whatever.
Oh, like actually explaining the origins of the Force and stuff? That'd be cool.
Which, for anybody who's listening, the Wills was like the original
Book of the Wills.
Like Star Wars.
We already have the Guardians of the Wills.
Yeah, Guardians of the Wills, so the Wills are something.
They're in canon.
We thought the Force Priestesses might have been the Wills, like when it first came out, but
I don't think they are the Wills.
No, they're not. We thought they might be.
And but do that. Do more of that. Do more. Just whatever it is. Whatever you do. Do more cosmic mystery stuff.
It's my favorite stuff.
With visions, especially because you can do it. You can animate it however you want to. Like it's.
In this movie, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite stuff in Star Wars.
Get goofy with it. Get into the weird stuff, man. That's what I've been looking forward to. And they've been doing that more and more, which I've been liking in this since Disney got it. They're not playing it so safe as I thought they would.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I hope they keep going that route. That's my favorite stuff for sure. The fantasy space element. I mean, the fantasy, not just like the space fights and stuff, but the fantasy element of Star Wars is what draws me to it. And back.
There's a reason I don't watch Star Trek and I watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. So I think that could be a cool movie.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
And then, she, this is the writer for The Acolyte. She, I forget her name. Not Leland. I don't remember. I forget her name, but she just did an interview. Didn't really touch upon too much, but I mean, we know that she's a Star Wars fan apparently because she said she read Heir to the Empire back when it came out. So I think it's important to have. You don't have to be a Star Wars fan to write a good movie, but I think it's important to have the background and the writing skills to know not to let maybe your ideas of Star Wars like overtake the quality of the writing and the story.
What was that? Was that episode of Parks and Rec where they're trying to filibuster, and the Patton Oswalt gets up there and does like episode 7.
Yep.
Tatooine Dune C. You see the Sarlacc pit. Boba Fett busts out with his jetpack, and he's just trying to do his own.
That's
you don't want. Yeah, you don't.
I forgot about that until
yeah.
just now.
It might not have been Parks and Rec, but I think it was. But
I think it was.
But yeah,
it was.
But you want it to have kind of grounded. You don't want it to be like obvious fan fiction that I see sometimes on like YouTube. People coming up with ridiculous things that will obviously never happen, but to have a bit of appreciation, at least appreciation for the past canon and this canon, and know generally what's going on and how the mechanics in the universe work.
Yeah,
that's important to make a compelling.
Yeah, exactly. I if somebody who's like never seen Star Wars came in and wrote, unless it's like a bounty hunter type thing, you gotta know a little bit about. I mean, the story group is there to like clarify some things, but you gotta know a little bit of Star Wars to write about it. So, and she seems to be a fan. She also talked about. She said a lot of people don't want them to make Star Wars political, and she's like, "Well, Star Wars has always been political.
Been political since day one,
since episode 4."
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's like, who are these guys supposed to be? Who did the Empire? Why are they marching in line?
No, don't bring in Empire into Star Wars. Jeez,
what?
This
No.
agenda. No politics in Star Wars. In episode 1.
It's all it's the whole thing.
Literally all politics.
It's like, what am I watching? Is this C-SPAN? Am I watching C-SPAN?
Basically, it just means don't bring in politics. You don't want to.
Yeah.
Whatever quote unquote politics is, but I think politics is a hidden word for other things now.
Don't like push an agenda. I guess would be sound advice.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. But yeah, and she actually talked in the interview. I skimmed it, but she did talk about how like she's not going to like hire people for an agenda, but she is, she's going to let things happen naturally. Like she worked on another show where it was all women, but she didn't that wasn't her like intention, just worked out the way. And here she's, she's working with everybody else. So, I mean, seems pretty level headed to me. And plus the Acolyte probably being a Sith type thing, or at least, I mean, we know it's about the dark side 50 years before episode 1. So just saying that could be another character.
Yeah.
At least lead into Plagueis, or Palpatine. I really think. I mean, there's something there. It's too close to episode 1 and talking about the dark side. I think there's going to be a female dark side user. I think I read that, but
it's the 100-year lead up to episode 1, right?
I think it's 50.
50. So
I believe
both those bad
I
boys
could be
would
wrong. Maybe
both
I'm
those
wrong.
bad boys would be good to go. They'd be
If maybe it's not 50.
Either one of them would be primed to go. I think either Palpatine or Plagueis.
Wouldn't that be a
Snoke.
cool time for like Jedi Dooku too?
That would be. He was.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be young.
There you go.
He could be an acolyte.
Because he was 80 in episode 2, right?
Yeah.
And
He was
just
yeah,
about.
just
and
about in his
that
80s.
would have been 60 years after. So he
He'd have
could
been
be
20s.
20. Yeah.
And
If
that-
it's 50 years, I could be wrong. I'm looking up now.
And in canon, Dooku has a very compelling like backstory for his youth and how he was force powered, and so his dad was like, "Nope, you can't be leader of Sereno. Sorry.
Whoa.
So he
Oh,
kicked him
wow.
out and gave him to the Jedi, and that was a big part of his psyche in his younger years, was Dooku being kicked out of the royal family or whatever.
Well, this says it was 200, so maybe I was wrong. I really thought I read 50 somewhere, but then again, who knows?
Yeah.
It could be. Yeah, I
It's
don't-
Yoda. He's the
Yeah, I mean, Yoda's in the High Republic. So
yeah.
Well,
The High Republic was 200 years though.
High Republic is
200 years before, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it 600 or 500? I think it's like 600 years.
I thought it was more, but I don't remember for sure.
It's a lot
Huh.
closer than the Old Republic was. I
Right,
remember that.
Right.
Mhm.
That's why I was kind of like, huh, that's weird. Well, they wouldn't just do the Old Republic but I guess things are different from what I've seen visually. So I guess they are making it its own distinct time period.
Yeah, it's definitely different than. And I think if they ever do the Old Republic, that they need to make it look more ancient.
Primitive.
Yeah, exactly. Like it looked when it came. I mean, even when I was a kid, I was like, this is supposed to take how many years before? Like
3,000,
Thousands?
4,000.
thousands of years
Mhm.
before.
It's like, oh, look, now we have hammerheads
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the current canon.
Yeah.
Okay, those did look old, but now apparently we're using them in Rogue One, so it's all good.
So I'm trying to find. There might not have been an official timeline. It just says in the days before. I think we know the. Okay, we know. I believe that we know the High Republic ended about 50 years before.
That's what I said. It was
And-
at the end of the High Republic
Yeah.
is what they said.
Right. So it could be. I mean, but we don't know exactly. Is apparently. So
And it's so far off that we're gonna keep getting little bits and pieces until it.
plus, yeah. I mean, we don't. Either way, we're gonna probably see Yoda. 'Cause-
Yoda's gonna be in it. 'Cause
Yeah.
With 900 old.
Yeah. So he's a spry 700 years old, or 800 at 800 if it takes place. 820 if he takes
He
place.
still looks too old when I see him in the High Republic comics. Like he looks just like he did.
Yeah.
Give him like a top knot or something. Like make him look
Yeah.
at least a little younger.
Yeah.
Like, no, he just looks like the same character.
But
in some type of way.
hair on those species is a little scary. I mean, Yaddle's cool, but that's a strange appearance to. It's just kind of unsettling.
That's funny because Yaddle, another Fallen Order little Easter egg, the pilot of your ship that you're working with, he starts talking about this little green Jedi. Tremendous power. They were on my when I was a kid. They stopped by and I really fell in love with this Jedi. And he's like, oh yeah, was that Master Yoda? I was like, Yoda? Who's Yoda? Yaddle. So it's just a little Yaddle
Yeah.
throwaway line, which I appreciate. I was
Yeah.
like, well, there she is. She's
Yeah,
somewhere in the
she is somewhere, other than that weird appearance in episode 1.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh man, strange. I would pull up a picture of Yaddle if I had set this up
Picture
better. But
Yoda
next time
with
we're gonna
hair.
bring up Yaddle and just start the episode with a picture of Yaddle. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And okay, let's loop it back around to Bad Batch. What do y'all think is gonna happen next week?
Next week, coming episodes, we got Cad Bane. It's gonna be a Cad Bane chase. It's gonna be like I'm sure it's gonna be a chase because, how did I miss this? The Republic Commando sequence at the end, the first-person shooter sequence.
Oh yeah.
How did I forget that?
So
that was
awesome.
visually the best
Oh, yeah,
thing
that
I've
was really
seen
cool, yeah.
in animation. I think I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like a video game. This is so cool. Like the HUD. In fact, the HUD coming up on Hunter's screen was the exact sound in Republic Commando. They reused that sound coming up. So
Yeah,
that's just a little throwaway that I thought was one of the best visually.
yeah, I forgot about that as well.
So cool.
I was still like processing
Right.
Bane, and so I watched it, but like I completely forgot that was a really cool aesthetic. I imagine watching that on some VR would be really cool.
really adapted the blaster. Bane over here. But yeah. That'd be really.
Bane, I get it.
Yeah, you get it. It's actually Darth Bane is actually it's Tom Hardy plays him.
It's kind of similar, actually. There's that mumbling.
Actually, Tom Hardy got his influence from Cad Bane.
Maybe. Wait, when did Cad Bane come out?
Way before, right? Because
Not way before, but
2009, 2010,
so Dark Knight was 2008, and Dark Knight Rises was 2012,
12.
I believe.
So
Man, it's possible.
Tom
Yeah.
Hardy.
That's crazy that the Clone Wars ended like right after that.
Mhm.
That's crazy. It's
He was
been
just
that
like
long.
confused about his role, so he did some research and found Cad Bane.
Should I say it a little later?
he first thought it was Darth Bane, and
Darth
then
Bane.
he's like, wait, no,
That's where he got the bald
that's
head.
not canon.
So he
That's
got
why
the
he's
bald head. He,
bald.
he shaved his
Yeah.
head. He's like, I thought this was. So,
Yeah.
oh, you meant the bounty hunter? He's like,
Yeah.
no.
Oh well, I'm gonna keep it.
that was
I'm gonna
that was
keep
actually
Star
really good.
Wars.
Man. Cad Bane voice. That was good.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I assume that's exactly what happened. Yeah, I don't know.
Tom Hardy, if you're listening to this, we would love your comment, just to see your influence on it.
Yeah, let's see. So we're in the second half of the season now. Episode 9 is going to be, that's technically the second half. So I think it's going to amp up. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I think Omega's not going to be saved in the next episode.
Not the next episode, no.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be the end of the season before they get her back.
Yeah.
End of the season, to me, like it's going where Crosshair's going to be more actively involved in the last half of the season. I think we're going to see his transformation, how he looks. If he looks like a patchwork of skin, or if he's going to be cool looking.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's really, I think it's going to be more of a Crosshair base. They're not going to be able to find Cad Bane at first, and they're going to use some of their connections or whatever. I think Sid might be in there. I don't know what she's going to do. Is she going to be, like a good boss to them, or is she going to double cross them too? Like, what's going on with her?
It seems like double cross, but
she seems like double cross material, but she also seems kind of like she has some sense of honor, I think. As long as it makes her money.
Yeah,
I don't think she cares as long as she makes if there's some money
it's a
involved.
bounty hunter thing. I mean, they just care about money.
And I definitely think.
I mean, Cad Bane's bad, but
he is.
But
he seemed less evil this time. For
well,
some reason.
because he said he did wish he didn't have to do it or something like that. So I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he has no more. He's amoral. He's not immoral, or he's not good.
It's kind of what I thought about Boba Fett, but now it's thinking different. But after seeing him in Mandalorian,
I think Boba Fett more now is an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So, but
which is so weird. Like I'm glad they went that direction.
Me too.
I didn't know that they would.
Instead of him just being an antagonist, which is what a lot of people said. Like, that's going to be a final showdown between Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
Yeah. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they didn't. Now I'm more excited for Boba.
Yeah, me too. So, but speaking of Boba, I think he's going to become actively involved in the last half somehow.
Yeah.
In there, maybe two
Boba
episodes
will be in
now,
there, and hopefully the Camino plot is clarified.
And I doubt we'll get to it this season. That'll be plot of the next season. I bet they'll make the entire next season more.
I can't do it. I can't do it with all these theories and then disappointments. Yeah.
So we're all tempering our expectations.
I think they'll. Yeah. Let me just say next season, just so I'm not expecting it.
Yeah. But pleasantly surprised if we get some seeds of that.
I think the interaction between Cad Bane and Omega will be fun. I think it'll be cool to see like his influence on her, because she's like so open and like talking to everybody. But he obviously shot Hunter, and she's gonna be upset about that. Yeah,
but she's the one who like sees everybody's feelings. Like she saw Crosshair, and she's like, "It's not your fault."
Yeah.
I think Cad Bane might get a pass on that, because wherever he puts his shot, it's going to be on purpose.
Yeah.
He didn't kill Hunter. Like, he purposely did not kill Hunter.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's a clone, he didn't want clones on his back or whatever, vengeful clones. I don't know what it was. Or maybe he might thought it might make it easier for Omega, for them to, for her to be with him if he didn't kill Hunter.
Yeah.
So, so I don't think, I think Cad Bane's going to be become more of a gray area.
Yeah, I'm down
I don't
with
think he's
that.
going to be like evil until whatever happens, where hopefully him and Boba get into their showdown, and we see Boba actually as a hero for once.
Yeah.
So
cool. There's a lot, and then we'll probably see Vader.
I hope so.
And
Vader, I'm sticking to Vader's going to kill Crosshair.
I think Vader's good, like to be like that guy that they stick in randomly, like sporadically, just here and there. So he's not, because we got, 6 movies of Vader, or no, but 6 movies of Anakin and Vader, and
now that we've seen Crosshair injured, actually, I think it's going to be kind of interesting. I think Crosshair and Vader are going to go head to head, not for long, obviously, but I think Vader's going to see Crosshair all burned up and beaten, and it's going to be like reflections of, and he's killing another part of himself, basically. I don't know. Those are just little things that I thought of going through it, because he's burned
there's
up.
definitely. It reminds me of Episode 3.
Yeah.
So much that scene.
But I'm sticking to it that Crosshair's going to defend his buddies and
I think so too.
Die for that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the Vader scene for me. That's my prediction. But
sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's an awesome theory.
I just want to see more of the overall, what's going on, the overall plot, and see how that leads into Book of Boba Fett and the future shows, which I think it will. Boba Fett's definitely gonna show up there, so I'm thinking it'll probably be like the last few episodes, maybe last 2, but I'm looking forward to it. So I guess that's a lot that we talked about today. We covered a lot in about an hour, so we'll be back together as soon as we can all 3 get together. A lot of schedule commitments here and there, but we'll try to do it as soon after the episode as we can. And with that said, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.